As the contest queen, I thought I would try doing this live video again because where my office is in the house, I'm not getting the best, strongest Wi-Fi signal. It seems to work fine from my computer, but I tried doing a YouTube live the other day and it didn't work so good. So I thought what I would do is come on here and answer the questions that I didn't get to answer in my August 20th edition of the Contest Queen, Sweepstakes Q&A. And the other thing is that I wanted to test YouTube Live because I want to kind of move my Sweepstakes Q&As around a bit. I have almost 6,000 people follow me on Facebook, but I only have 1,500 or just over 1,500 on YouTube. So I thought, well, let's change that up a little because I end up copying them from Facebook and putting them on YouTube anyway. And this is a different format. And I'm going to click the chat button, live chat. Okay, so no messages are visible. So here I am. I'm just going to scroll through the comments, and then we had some questions already for next week. So I'm going to do some separate YouTube videos for that. But I thought I would just kind of do a little bit of a follow-up and a test. Because on my sweepstakes lives, when I do them on Facebook, when I actually have the evening session where more people are able to jump on, I give away prizes and I teach different things. Hey, Linda. Hi there. Excited to discover your channel. Yay. Hey, this is working. Thank you for making a comment. And feel free to type in a question. I will answer it. So I appreciate that you did a little live chat there. So let me just scroll through the comments on the last one. And let me see if there's any other questions that people had that I didn't answer. Okay, so let's see. What? Okay, so Tanya had written this, and I'm going to repeat them here. I think it's a good idea to kind of cover things again. She said, any suggestions on how to answer the why you deserve to win questions? I have no clue what they're looking for. They're horrible because it's like going to a job interview and they say, well, why should we hire you? Well, why are you the best one for the job? Well, because I'm awesome and I know what I'm doing. And, those are really horrible questions because technically everybody deserves to win. Who doesn't deserve to win? And, you don't want to put sob stories there. I know some people had mentioned comments on the last one that they didn't like the sob stories either, because then it just sounds like begging. So try and find something that's positive, that reinforces how you're connected to the sponsor, and then just hope you're picked for random draw. That's the only thing I can suggest. Linda just posted a comment, so I think it was, can you recommend contesting websites and newsletters? So I'm going to ask you where you are, because depending on where in the world you are, depends on what I recommend. I do have a section on my website. So if you go to Contest Queen, and on the top, there's a section that says, resources. So click on that and you'll get a drop down, and it'll be Canada, US, or international. And then I'll have find contests, find sweepstakes, find competitions. And then you click on that, and then there's a menu on the right. And then I have aggregates, newsletters, websites. Go through and click on that and see, what type of resource. I don't always like to recommend one specific one because, I have this Tipley, and I just noticed that when I bounce my desk, the video shakes. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, Linda said she's in Washington, so you want the American ones. So it all depends on your hobby, and it depends on how you like to sweepstakes. So some people prefer newsletters, some people prefer websites. some of the more popular ones are Sweepstakes Advantage, Sweepstakes Fanatics, I Win Contest, Sweep Sheet, Sweeping America, Online Dash Sweepstakes, Sweepstakes Today, Sweetie Sweeps. What I recommend is you go and you try them all out. Take 1 week and try each one out and see how you like it, because every person is different, and how you like to organize and enter your sweepstakes is going to be different from everybody else. So what you have to find is what works for you. And I am not doing the same thing that I did when I started. When I started, I was actually doing newsletters, like physical paper newsletters, and I was highlighting stuff with yellow and all kinds of things. And then it evolved over time. And then I went to Yahoo Groups. And then I went to an online site that would email me stuff every day. And now I've kind of just random, because my hobby's gone out the window. So right now I'm kind of piecemealing it. But one of my goals this fall is to get back. So now that we've had massive changes and I moved and I'm settled, my desk is still a little messy. We actually got a brand new desk last week. As the desk that I had, that we took only half of it and put it in here, was still way too small for two of us sharing a desk. So he actually went and bought a piece of wood and made a desk. We bought the legs at IKEA, so it would fit over the filing cabinet I had from IKEA, so we could make the exact right height. And we go from there. So the only thing left is I got to replace my chair because it's kind of old and not so good. And then I borrowed my daughter's new chair just to see, and yeah, I seriously need a new chair. So I'm waiting for the sales. So hopefully by Black Friday, I'm going to have a new chair, and I'm going to be buying some things online. I want to get a booster. I'm going to kind of maybe wait for Cyber Monday and get a Wi-Fi booster, put it in the hallway, and hopefully that'll boost the signal in the other part of the house. So we'll see. If anybody has any recommendations, feel free to send them to me. And so just go and test the different ones out and make the hobby your own. Because when you're having fun, that's when you're going to win. That's what I always recommend to people. So let me see what other questions we have here. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, so someone had a question. She says, I have a question. How come some contests, their end date says, they say August 31st, and you go to enter and it says the contest is ended? Well, that means somebody's made a mistake. They've either written the rules wrong, or they've misprogrammed the software that's running the computer, running the contest. So for example, when I do my Rafflecopter contests on my own blog, I go through and I pick a start date and time, and I pick an end date and time. And if I don't plug that in properly, it's going to end whenever I left it. And also, if I don't make sure that I scroll down and check PM, brought a tea with me. If I don't scroll down and check PM, then it will finish it at AM. If I pick 11:59 AM, that means it finishes at noon and not midnight. So it's easy for people to make that mistake. Or if they meant it to type earlier, or there's a miscommunication between the person running the contest, like actually doing the mechanics, and somebody writing the rules. Because a lot of these are done by agencies, and it's not one person behind it. It's a whole team of people, and office communication can be like sometimes. So if it ends early, I just messaged the company. There was just one that started, Canada Dry had their big annual promotion, and it ended August 31st, but they always end at noon. They start at noon and they end at noon. I don't know why. They seem to be the only company that does that. So, and then they had another one starting September 4th. So I was waiting till noon because I knew it wasn't going to start. So their website clicked over. The proper banner came up and everything right when it was supposed to start. You clicked on it, didn't do anything. Hour in, still nothing. Hour and a half in, I'm like, got on Facebook, messaged the company and said, hey, your contest isn't working. And they're like, oh, I guess they were just flooded by people trying to enter on the first day. They're like, oops. And so about 6 hours later, because I kept checking, about 6 hours later, I got a message from them saying, hey, try this link. And it kicked over to the forum. So I did notice after when I went to their site and clicked on the link on the banner, it did a redirect and kicked over to that forum. So someone in the IT department finally got the message and fixed that. So that was pretty good. So let me see if there's any other questions here that I want to answer, that because when I do Facebook Live, sometimes the comments go by so fast I can't see them all. And I just got, oops, let me just see this live chat. So I just got testing. Oh, Natalie just said testing 1 2 3. This thing wouldn't let me type earlier. Oh, I know, technology's crazy. And then they wonder why we have trouble entering sometimes. I always recommend that agencies test their own contest. And I've had account managers say, well, we can't win. I'm like, no, you can't win. You need to test it. You can just take yourself out of the drawing. It's not a big deal. You own the database. You can go ahead and take it away. Okay, so let's see. Any other questions? Oh yeah, someone asked if they come in late and they miss the beginning of one of my lives and want to miss the questions. So what I want you to do is they missed me from the beginning. So obviously while I'm live, you can't go back to the beginning. But once I finish the video, once I click off the video, then it'll load and then you can just go back and watch from the beginning. And you can type in your questions. Now, of course, once I'm not live and you type in your questions, I'll have to do them on the follow-up video or another video at a later time. Thanks, Linda, for that. I appreciate that. A little bit of a troll posting weird comments, and Linda put him in his place. I'll be deleting those comments later, by the way. Of course, I can't do anything while I'm live. Okay. Oh, yeah. So Natalie also made a point. Some contests focus on different types of contests, text to win or mail in or combo. So I Win Contest, he likes to focus on better odds sweepstakes, but he also has a very specific text to win section that a lot of people like. And he's also adding in a new feature. I don't know if it's live yet. I haven't been on a site for a while because I'm not a member because it's all American based and I live in Canada, so I couldn't win. He was adding a state specific search feature, which would make it easier for people. Sweeping America started out as specifically for mail-in, which is really great because mail-ins are very rare now, so technically your odds of winning are actually better. It used to be the other way. When I started, mail-ins, you sound like a teacher. I am a teacher. That's one of my archetypes I like. If you read Carolyn Mace's book, Sacred Contracts, and learn about archetypes, or one of my favorite teachers, Robert Ohotto, he talks about archetypes. The teacher is one of my archetypes. So, yes, I am a teacher. So, Sweeping America specializes mail-in. Oh, yeah, so when I started, mail-ins were very prevalent. And mail-ins were very prevalent, and online was just getting started. So I was winning tons of online because hardly was anybody entering online. And slowly, it did this kind of flip. So now mail-ins are getting better. The odds have increased. So if you find a mail-in, you can try that for Sweeping America. A lot of generic ones and a lot of online ones. A lot of people like Sweepstakes Advantage for that. Plus they have their own system if you join and pay for the Advantage program they have. It's called, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but you can pay extra for their site and you get so yeah, I just got pointed out that I'm rather blathering on a little as my train of thought is on the video, which is kind of funny because I'm a Toastmaster and we're taught to think faster on our feet. Well, I'm clearly not doing that today. I think maybe I need a little more tea. What I recommend is go to different sites and check them out and see what they specialize in and see what they think. Oh, yes, Sweepstakes Advantage Plus. Thank you, Natalie. And that's very good. And it can also, so some of the sites allow you to track what you're entering. Like Contest Girl does that. Sweepstakes Advantage does that. I think Online Sweepstakes does that with a thing called Shazam. I'm not sure what Tom's does. His is more like a newsletter. Let me see any other questions here. I just want to scroll and make sure because this is more like a follow-up. Yeah, somebody asked me if I read The Cynical Winner, and I interviewed him and the author, and I meant to buy the book, and then I totally forgot because things were really busy at that time. And I really must get it and read it because he was amazing on the interview. So I would really like to do better for phone-in, like contest, like dial-in contests. I have a list. Here, I'll show you guys. This is so funny. Because there's a lot of call-in ones right now. And because I get mixed up, I made myself a little list with all the times and all the stations that I have to listen to. So if you notice, I didn't do this test until after one because I had to listen at 2 stations. One is for my name, and one is for a keyword to text in. If they call you back, you win an invite to a party. And sometimes I miss. So what I've been doing, my girlfriend said, you need to put alarms. So I don't know if you remember, but I was Fitbit in the spring, and I went and I set up all the alarms for 5 minutes before the times on this. And unfortunately, I don't have all of them alarmed because I ran out of alarm space. I used up every single alarm on the Fitbit, which is kind of funny. I used up every alarm so I wouldn't forget. And so that's actually a good tip. Okay, so let me see. Okay. Any other questions that I missed? Oh yeah, I did a test of some of the, I was showing everybody because it was still pin code hunting season and there's a lot of promotions. There's still some out there, but it's getting too cold and dark in the morning, and today was pissing down rain and I don't want to go out in it. But this is the end of the thing. So I'm going to show you guys. I got a box from the liquor store, and this is how many pin codes I entered this year. It is packed to the top. So I keep it for a couple of weeks after it ends. And then I recycle them as appropriate. So what's still going on is Canada Dry in Canada. These are ones I would be looking for. In the States, it's different. You have to go with what's around your area. But what's left is the Canada Dry Thanksgiving one. And it's that's a $50 gift card a day they're giving away, so it's a prize a day. Fruité goes until October 4th, I believe. Flip the Lip with Circle K is still going on. So sometimes people go and get their drinks and throw away the cups. They didn't win anything. They just have a code to enter to win a bigger prize, but they don't want it, so they bin it. Hello, I take the cup. What else was I looking for? I think that's it now. Basically down to those 3 at this time of year. Because all the big ones, at one point I was looking for 6 or 8 different things. But everything's pretty much finished, so not until next spring will I start walking again outside. And So what I'm doing is I'm taking a week off just to relax in the morning and sleep in a little bit instead of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to enter a code, then get my butt out walking. I'm going to sleep in for a bit, and I think Friday or Saturday I'm going to start doing yoga again. We're going to get back to that. Gotta get fit. So, and also I want to know when organic apples are going to start having contests, because too much pop, too many chips, too many everything. All the junk food has the best contests. It's the worst. Okay. Someone said, so do you look for products in store with sweepstakes on them? Yes, I do look for products in store. So actually, I always keep my eye out for the word win or sweepstakes or contest or enter, something like that, as I go about my day. And even my daughter has been well trained. One time she said, oh, Mom, I really want some chips. Can I get some chips? I'm like, sure. So I was like getting, I don't know, the vegetables or whatever. I was in another section of the store, and off she went to get the chips. And I was pretty much finished getting everything else on the list. I'm like, where is she? So I go down the chip aisle. I get down the chip aisle, and she's standing there with the bag. And she's like reading it. And then she puts it down. She takes a picture of it, because I've taught her they always take a picture just in case. Sometimes I share them, because that's what I do for a living. I share and promote sweepstakes and contests and giveaways. So sometimes I'll take a picture, and I have a Facebook album called Sweeping on the Go. So every time I see one while I'm out and about, I take a picture and I post it there. And I'll make comments, or I'll use it as a learning lesson, or I'll go back and check something, or I'll ask a question about it. So that's what I'll do for that. But then she was doing that, and she said, oh, Mom, I found a new contest. And I just thought that was just so funny that she was there and she was taking it. So I'm like, well, so I took a picture and posted it, Sweeping on the Go, and then I picked up a bag and said, well, we might as well just buy this one, because it has a contest on it. So I thought, that's funny. And the other thing is, she went to camp this week, and Coca-Cola had a contest. Actually, their Coke one ends September 30th. Coke had a contest, and she turned around and asked all the counselors who were drinking Coke when they were finished, can she have the bottle caps? And they all gave her the caps, so she came home with a handful of codes. I'm like, that's the girl. She's so funny. So let me see if okay, let's see who's going. Any other question? Let me see. I don't see any more questions. I'm almost at the bottom of the list. Oh, I did post a link. Last spring, I work with an agency called Branding and Buzzing, and one of their clients is Doritos Canada. I'll post the link below once I get off the video and can access the comment section. And they are hosting another Instagram contest with a trip to Mexico. So this is kind of like a sneak preview. It will be on Instagram again. And it's going to be for Day of the Dead. So it's going to be, I have to go back and look at the dates again, but basically it's like the last week of October, first part of November you can enter. And it's going to be every day again. There's going to be prize packs. And Mucho Burrito, it looks like, is going to be participating. So there's going to be 2 separate opportunities to win trips to Mexico. So make sure you are following both Doritos Canada and Mucho Burrito on Instagram. So this is going to be, it's like a sneak peek into what you can win for November. And I got a feeling we're going to have a miserable cold winter, so winning a trip to Mexico just before the miserable weather hits would be a really amazing thing. Okay. I'll post those links after. I don't see. Oh, Brenda wanted to know how I enter American contests. I don't. So if you have to read the rules and see if you're in the area of eligibility. So I live 45 minutes east of Toronto, So I can only enter those open to the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto Area, Ontario, and Canada. So those are the only ones that I can enter. If they're open to the United States only, I don't enter. So you just have to read your area of eligibility in the contest rules, which is my number one tip. Always read the rules. Alisa wanted to know, how are you able to win an American contest with so many people in the US? It's amazing. I would say, one, there's so many more promotions in the US than in Canada. There's the population in the US is so much bigger, and they are so much bigger in marketing and promotions than they are in Canada, that it's actually, I think, easier to win in the States, and the opportunity to win is much bigger in the US. So I see people winning far more and more often than me here in Canada, and they enter just the same, just because it's that much bigger. So it would I wish I could be living in the States. I need to meet a really lovely American man and move to Florida or something. But I met an awesome guy here, and so I'm staying in Canada. How do you organize if you're finding them in different places? So if somebody's, that question, Millie asked that question. That means if she's finding a sweepstakes, say on Facebook, and then she hears about a contest on, say, Sweepsheet, how does she know that she hasn't already entered? That's one of the reasons I teach in my book how to have an organizing system. And so that once you're organized, you're not going to double enter yourself. And that's why being organized is the key to winning. And also, if you enter frequently and every day, you start to recognize the suites. I need to win a house contest in the US. Yeah, I do need to win a house. I would totally, that would be amazing. Unfortunately, I can't enter the HGTV contest, because even though we have HGTV here in Canada, that big contest is not open to Canadians. So you really need to be organized. And also, if you're entering all the time, sometimes you really start to recognize them. You look at the entry page, and you're like, oh yeah, I already entered that. And then Millie wanted to know where my book is. Well, if you go to contestqueen.com and click on books, there's links to Amazon, Kindle, Kobo. You can just buy it anywhere there. And Sherilyn wanted to know what date I'm speaking again. I'm going to do the 24th of September on YouTube, and I just thought I'd do a practice here. So I'm going to upload. I'm going to try doing the opposite with this video. I'm going to upload it to Facebook and see what happens. And let's see. Oh, yeah, this is a good question. How do you keep track of Facebook contests? Sometimes you have to check back to see if you've won. Tricky if no one else sees it. So, because I'm busy, I kind of let that one go. I just enter them and I don't go back. However, you can save the page. So if you click on the time in the post, it will open it up as its own separate window and give you a URL for that. You can save those. You can bookmark all those URLs with a date when they're supposed to end, and you can go back and check. It's a lot of work, though. So I just hope I get tagged or somebody tags me. Otherwise, I just let it go. Someone like to learn how to win more on Instagram. The unlimited tagging is kind of discouraging. I could tag a lot of people, but it's very time consuming. I feel if I don't tag a lot of people, I don't stand a chance. I've seen people tagging way more than 15 or 20 friends. Yeah, I usually tag 10. I figure if I'm going to win, I'm going to win. And then I just keep going. So we'll see what happens there. She's right. It is very time consuming, and I don't have all day to enter. Is it worth entering contests that are open worldwide since the chances of winning are so slim? Yes, if it's one entry per person. If it's one entry per person, I figure everyone has even odds. Everyone has one toss in the hat. And there you go. And I figured that's what's good. If it's a daily entry, yeah, I don't bother. Okay, I saw some comments come up, so I'm just gonna pull them up. Oh, Natalie says she likes slick deals too. And oh, yeah, there are winner groups on Facebook, and sometimes they will tag and notify if you win. So let me say what it is about the tagging. Facebook, as I own a Facebook page, pages aren't allowed to message people directly. They can only reply to people who've messaged them first. So they're supposed to be able to tag whoever's commented on that post, be able to tag them back so that they're notified. For some reason, I've noticed most of the time I can tag somebody. So when I hold my own Facebook contest and somebody wins and I tag them, I can usually get their name to pop up and I can tag them and then they get notified. So you should always be checking your Facebook notifications. For some reason, there's sometimes people don't come up. So I can only type in their name. I have no way of tagging them. So then what I do is I go down and I find their comment and I make a comment under it. And hopefully that will kick into notifications. But otherwise, yeah, you might want to join the groups and people post. I've had other friends comment and say, oh, congratulations, so-and-so, and they tag me. Yeah, Natalie's right. Sometimes when brands do it, it doesn't link to the person. A lot of times it will, but sometimes it won't, and it's, I don't know, Facebook's broken. Let me see if there's any last questions here. She wants to know how to increase her odds of winning in summer contests. Well, I think it's the same for any contest. You always want to increase your odds of winning. So read the rules is number one. Then you can determine your course of action. If you're going to enter every day, if it's a single entry, if it's pin codes like me, walking around like a crazy person trying to find codes. And then you have to have a little luck on your side. And it's all about putting the time in. My goal this fall is to get back to having a regular time to enter every day. And when I sit down and enter every day for an hour or two, my winnings go up because I'm consistent. It's just like going to the gym. You're not going to get fit if you don't go consistently. It's like dieting. If you are not consistent on healthy eating, you won't lose weight. It's not really rocket science. It's all about consistency. Okay. Sometimes sometimes Rafflecopter contests don't post an end date. How do you know when it ends? That is up to the person creating the widget to show all the parts. And a lot of times it will show days and not specific time. So it can sometimes get a little confusing when it says ends in 3 days. Well, it's now the 10th. So does that mean it ends on the 13th? Or ends on the 12th at midnight, like at the 13th. So sometimes it gets a little confusing. Okay. Rachel said, when's the best time to enter a contest, day or night? If you go to my Facebook page, The Contest Queen, scroll down and you will see that I just did a newsletter called When's the Optimal Time to Enter Sweepstakes? And it's actually first thing in the morning because Rafflecopter did a study of times of people entering, and they did a huge infographic, which I linked to because it was too big to put it in the newsletter directly. I linked to the infographic, and it shows the best time to enter and the worst time to enter. That said, it's just get your entry in, because especially if it's random draw, just get your entry in. If you're trying to hit an instant, there's an optimal time. But if you're just entering, just get your entry in. Oh, here's a good question. So Robin's been doing this for a while and has won some awesome prizes, but she'd like to know how to find and increase the odds of winning huge prizes like a car, even a car for a lease, big cash prizes of $5,000. I don't find too many of these and don't trust most of the ones I do find. Would like some advice on this. Well, I'd like to know why you don't trust the ones you do find. So, for example, in Canada right now, Chevrolet is one of the sponsors of the Canadian Amazing Race. So they're giving away a car, and you're entering on Twitter. It's kind of cool. It's the only way to enter is enter on Twitter. And you have to tweet something every week, and every time you enter you tweet out a correct answer, you're in the drawing. Why wouldn't I trust that? It's Amazing Race, it's Chevrolet, rules are pretty clear. You know, what are they going to get? Mazda had one this summer, and I was so busy I never entered it. I know. They gave away 50 cars and I didn't enter. I was like, why didn't I enter? I don't know. I was so busy. We had a death of a friend and purging and renovating and moving and just an endless supply of stuff. And I'm almost finished sorting everything out for the move. So I'm hoping to have that all done this week and then have some breathing space for that. But you just have to, that's why I say find the sweepstakes aggregates that you like, because they're generally vet before they post, because their name's on the line and they need to post legitimate sweepstakes, so they always vet them before they post them. What sweeps are the best to concentrate on daily? So what I like to do is I first enter my instance. So anything I can win right now. Can I win today? Does it have a prize today? Those are the ones I enter first. Then I enter the big prizes. So then I enter for the trips and the cash and the car and, you know, whatever, the big prizes. Then I enter the dailies that I can enter every day for something smaller, like concert tickets or coupon, like, you know, dinners out, things like that. That's the order I enter. And then lastly, I enter the social media ones. Then I'll troll Facebook and Twitter and stuff. Okay, let me see any. Okay, Renee wants to learn more about Text Win. I don't know what else to tell you. You just text the number in. You get the number and the code word, and you just text. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, both I Win contests and Sweeping America have text sections. I'm not sure about others. I'm sure there are. And Peggy says, I've never heard of pin codes. Okay, so these are all finished, so I'll show you guys. So here's what you're looking for. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 different examples. As these have all been entered, let me just pull them out. So sometimes you'll get a piece of paper and you scratch it off and you enter the code that's there. Or you're looking for, right, specially marked packages. And there's a code on the inside. And I accidentally cut it off, so I had to tape it back together. So you're looking for codes like that on the inside. Here's one that says, you know, PIN, right? Personal identification number is what it stands for, and there's the code. And in Canada we have, right? We have English and then French and then the code. Or you're looking for caps. Let me find one from the other one. Here's a couple. Here's a couple of different ones. Oh, here's one. So Doritos had them on the outside of their bag. And so you're looking for caps that are specially marked. These are not the usual colors of their caps. And inside, you'll see there's a number. And those numbers are what you're entering on the website. And then Fruité had some, right? There's a code on the inside. So those are all ones I've already entered. Or sometimes, like I said, when you're in store, see there's one, win a car from Costco. So the code's been entered, and then just hope you win. So that's what you're looking for. And Oh, Holly says, how can I increase my odds of winning at Twitter parties? I've noticed some people winning frequently. I do retweet and respond to others' comments with the hashtag. Yep, you're doing it right, Holly. You just, what I do is I retweet the question and then I answer the question and I chat with others and do comments with the hashtag, and that's all you can do, and just hope they pick you. Is it true that Facebook pages that end with a period are fake? Example, Disney giveaway period. Yup. Disney is not going to give away a massive prize on Facebook just like that, just for liking and sharing. Never, ever, 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 ever. They're going to get you to fill out a form. They're going to get you to go to a proper website. You're not going to win a car or a dream house or anything, massive amounts of money by those pages, by liking and sharing. Never going to happen. And you're not allowed to ask people to share. You can ask them to share as a courtesy, but you can't ask them to share as an entry. A lot of people do it though. So they can pick from comments, and you can tell, right? We're going to give away gift pack. Chicken company's going to give a barbecue gift pack away for answering your thing. That makes sense. And you have to like and comment, and they have actual rules, and there's a link to a rules page that goes to their website, and you need to be careful. She says, Jude, win more on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook? I have to say right now, I win more on Facebook. Doesn't mean I don't try on Instagram and Twitter, but I think I also enter more on Facebook than I do on Twitter and Instagram right now. And I actually am trying to focus more on the web-based contest where I go to an entry page and I fill something in or do a pin code. I think my odds of winning are better there. But it doesn't mean I can't win on the others. And, okay, any others? Okay, I'm lost on Instagram. I hate the fact you have to use my phone. Well, you have to use your phone because it's a mobile app. That's why. Give me a laptop any day and I create folders so I can enter daily what I really want to win. Then move on to what I have time for. Latest one was Twitter. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Instagram isn't the same. So I think that may be one of the reasons I'm not winning as much, is because they're usually one-time onlys. Like, you'll just comment or share it, and that's it. And I think we are done. We are done catching up for the month, and it was good to test out the YouTube Live because I was a little worried that we would time out, because I tried it last week and it died on me. So I'm definitely going to have to make sure I get a booster for the Wi-Fi signal in the house. But this worked well. And send me any contest questions you have to questions@contestqueen.com. I will answer them on the 24th. When I do that, I will be giving away prizes. And anything else that I forget? Oh, like, share, and subscribe. All the YouTubers I watch say that. Please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. That's all for now. Thanks. Now, I have to figure out how to end this. My goodness. How do I end the video? Oh, there's an X. Let's see if that works.